Listen carefully, because what is happening in the heart of New Orleans right now is nothing short of a miracle wrapped in a terrifying crisis. The New Orleans Saints are currently navigating their most explosive and dominant stretch of football in the entire 2025 National Football League regular season. But beneath the surface of the victories, a dark shadow is looming over the roster, threatening to derail everything they have built. As we enter the final stages of the season, the energy in the bayou is electric, yet the tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. The Saints marched into a high-stakes Week 17 showdown against the Tennessee Titans at Nissan Stadium, and despite being absolutely decimated by a plethora of injuries, they managed to pull off an eye-opening 34-26 victory. This win extends their incredible winning streak to 4 consecutive games, a feat that seemed impossible just a month ago. But as the celebration echoes through the locker room, a bomb has been dropped regarding the health of their primary weapon, Chris Olave. While the headlines are rightfully screaming about Tyler Schauf and his massive 333-yard passing explosion, the real story, the one that should have every Saints fan on the edge of their seat, is the physical state of their superstar wide receiver. Chris Olave was a force of nature on Sunday, hauled in 8 crucial passes for 119 yards and a massive touchdown that silenced the Nashville crowd. It was his second straight game surpassing the 110-yard mark, proving he is the undisputed engine of this offense. However, we have just learned that Olave was not even close to being fully healthy during this contest. He has been battling a nagging back injury that surfaced on the injury report, a condition that would have silenced lesser players. But the Saints needed a playmaker to survive this battle, and Olave stepped up through sheer agonizing pain. After the final whistle, the truth finally came out. When asked about his condition, Olave looked the reporters in the eye and delivered a chilling update. "I'm hurting right now." Those words sent a shiver through the organization. He revealed that he has been undergoing an exhausting amount of treatment just to get on the field, and most shockingly, this is not a new issue. This back condition is a recurring tragedy that dates all the way back to his college days at Ohio State. The fact that he is performing at a Hall of Fame level while his body is screaming for relief is a testament to his grit, but it also signals a massive red flag for the postseason. This is a bona fide superstar who is putting his career on the line for the black and gold. Even through the haze of pain, Olave managed to etch his name into the history books on Sunday. He officially became only the second receiver in the long and storied history of the New Orleans Saints franchise to record 100 or more catches in a single season. He now joins the legendary Michael Thomas as the only players to ever reach that elite century mark in a Saints uniform. This is not just a statistical achievement, it is a statement of dominance. During the heat of the battle, as the clock ticked down in the third quarter, Olave was electric, creating separation and giving Tyler Schauf the reliable target he desperately needed. The connection between Schauf and Olave has become the backbone of head coach Kellen Moore's offensive scheme. Kellen Moore has found a way to weaponize Olave's speed and route running, but now Moore faces his greatest challenge yet. How do you manage a superstar who is clearly at a breaking point? The stakes could not be higher. Olave has already set new career highs this season with 100 receptions, 1,163 yards, and 9 touchdowns. The team had already wisely picked up his 5th-year option for 2026, but after this heroic display of toughness, it is clear he deserves a massive long-term extension immediately. He is the undisputed #1 receiver for the long run. But as we look toward the final game of the regular season and the looming playoffs, the question remains, how much more can his back take? The Saints are riding a wave of momentum, a 4-game surge that has transformed their season from a potential disaster into a championship-caliber run. However, the physical toll of this winning streak is mounting. Kellen Moore is orchestrating a tactical masterpiece, but even the best schemes cannot compensate for the loss of a generational talent like Olave. The locker room is rallying behind him, but the fear of a long-term setback is palpable. This is a crisis of management and endurance. We are watching a player reach the pinnacle of his profession while simultaneously fighting a war against his own anatomy. The imagery of Olave sprinting into the end zone at Nissan Stadium while secretly hurting is the ultimate personification of the Saints' 2025 season. It is a season of grit, a season of miracles, and a season of immense risk. As the news of his college-era injury resurfaces, analysts are questioning if the Saints can afford to push him any further. But with the playoffs in sight, can they afford to rest him? The dilemma is agonizing. New Orleans is a city that thrives on resilience, and Chris Olave has become the face of that resilience. Every catch he makes is a gamble. Every hit he takes is a breath held by thousands of fans. The history he made on Sunday, joining Michael Thomas, should be the headline of every sports show in the country, but the narrative is dominated by his health. Will Kellen Moore find a way to shield his star, or will the Saints have to continue leaning on a man who is hurting right now to carry them to the promised land? The final game of the season will be the ultimate test of this team's soul. We are witnessing greatness, but it is a fragile greatness that could shatter at any moment. Stay tuned, because the drama in New Orleans is reaching a boiling point, and the fate of the season rests on the shoulders and the back of Chris Olave. This is the reality of the NFL, where glory is often paid for in blood and pain. The Saints are winning,
but the cost is becoming dangerously high. Watch closely, because the next chapter of this saga could change the franchise forever.